Well, this is what's really frustrating. To watch people serve is really frustrating. Even when people they're using the wrong grips, they're not making contact with the ball, they're throwing the ball all over the place, and it's just so frustrating to watch people learn serving. You can go to a club, you can go to a park, you can watch girls at the boys and tennis teams, and it seems like uh, everybody's using the wrong grips. They're not being able to hit the ball. Somebody's got to find. You got to find some ways that easy that they can learn how to hit. And maybe a good way would be just putting the ball, to a certain position. I'm sitting in a chair because oftentimes what happens is there's no. It's the same way. Nobody does any lifting either. It's all swinging with the arm. It's just hard to watch. Everybody stands up straight. Um, Tennis is a game. It's a very technical game, and if you play other sports, it's going to help you play tennis. But even when people come to play tennis, it seems like all of a sudden there's no lifting. There's no, there's no body mechanics at all. And so I'm sitting in a chair because a lot of times, there's no flex either. It's just so hard for people. You watch the pros, you see how they bend their back and things like that, and they come back and they're using their legs, they're using a kinetic chain, and then they're hitting, and they have the right grips, and you see the power that they're getting. But beginning tennis, they can't even find the ball. So maybe what would be good is just get an extension cord, and drill a hole in a ball, and then place it on a fan or ceiling, and just practice touching it, hitting it. You getting the feel of the ball, getting the feel of the grip. Oftentimes if I take my hand and I just take my hand and I just take the ball and I just go touch my hand like that. You see the motion? Trying to get some natural motions. And I'm just frustrated to watch teaching sometimes. They're watching these little short clips, and the kid, that's fine for people that have hit thousands and thousands of tennis balls. But then you get somebody that just never hit any tennis balls, and they watch this clip, short clip on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and they're trying it, and you wonder, oh man, this is disastrous, and they're trying all kinds of crazy things. So when you think about, just keep it simple. And here I'm hitting my hand. Now I'm going to take my racket. I can take a half a racket and I just touch it, and just take it. Try to use the same motion. If I'm going to reach up and hit with my hand, it's not really slapping like this, but there's a little pronation, and so I'm just going to use my hand and just turn, maybe spin the ball. That'd be a good way to spin the ball, because a lot of times they're not spinning the ball. Teach them how to spin the ball on both sides like a basketball, but just with the hand motion and reaching up instead of just weighted tray. Here I'm just taking a string, and I drill the hole in the ball, and now I'm just practicing placing the ball, because it's very frustrating to watch people throw the ball 10 feet back over here, 5 feet back over there, 2 feet over there, a foot here, a foot there, and then those high tosses. Wow, they hurt my shoulder. Every time I see them, they throw the ball up, and then they're hitting the ball when it comes down, and it just seems like nobody can just place the ball up there and hit the ball. And so here's just a simple way, finding the ball, just sitting in a chair, perhaps, you get a little bit, your knees are bent, and just practice, looking up, hitting up the ball, because tennis is you're hitting up in the ball. And what happens is so often they're trying to hit in the ball, hitting down in the ball, and it's going into the net. And it's painful to watch people practice serves. They miss 9, they make 1. And they're excited about making the 1 because it went hard and nobody got it back. But they just lost 9 points. And so it's very painful to watch sometimes. And so what I like to do is I somehow want to make it easy. So start sitting in a chair, that way you get a little bit, you're getting used to the kinetic chain, maybe your legs a little bit. This desk chair, it bends back a little bit. I can, it's really, it makes me more flexible, relaxed. And then I'm just going to touch it with my hand. I can put this ball down a little bit lower if I want, or a little bit higher. And I'm just going to reach up and touch the ball with my hand. Okay? Now I'm going to take my racket. I'm going to take a racket and just put a short racket in my hand. And I'm just going to touch it. And by all means, try to, teach them, think about your racket like your hand. And just practice touching it. really easy. You don't have to hit hard, okay? And then go a little bit longer, okay? You know, a little bit longer. And I hope this is helpful. This is rough. This is rough because I'm trying to show something, and at the same time, kind of frustrated because I watch so many young people serve incorrectly. And who has the privilege? The privilege of a person that can go to a club or it's a good athlete, and of course know how to throw. It's amazing how many kids don't know how to throw. If you can spend a lot of money, you can go to a club and you get all these lessons and you can get real good. You can get pretty good. And it's good to have the basics. I encourage everybody to get lessons. I encourage, especially if they teach right. But if they start off with the wrong grip, I just, I want to throw up. It's just so hard to watch because then they're going to get a bunch of private lessons to teach them how to use the right grip instead of starting them off right, okay? And so here, but there are, some that work on, grips from the very beginning and good technique or good basics. So this is just a little idea. I drilled a hole in the ball, and now I'm going to practice with my hand, okay? I'm just relaxing the chair, and then making it hard. I could go a little bit lower, and then I got my racket, okay, and it's going to touch the ball, and I'm just finding the ball. Balls should be in the same place. I want to hit the ball. I want to hit the ball here, so I'm going to put the ball where my racket is. I'm not going to be chasing the ball. And if you go to any club, you watch them chase the ball, and you're watching even good players, that are chasing the ball, and they're out there for hours practicing tossing the ball up. And I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. If you can walk and touch the, go to the refrigerator, open the door, why can't you just put the ball right there and put it, but see, make it so difficult because their focus is on the toss instead of where they're supposed to hit it. And so it's not that hard to just lift the ball up or toss the ball, to the racket, and it doesn't have to be high, okay? And if you want it high, fine. If you're a great athlete and you want to hit it as it comes down, great. But that's not for the average. That's not for the beginning player. Okay? Beginning player is just trying to find contact. Just find a ball. So keep it simple. Whatever you do, just keep it simple. And this is just something that'll help you.